Should you or should you not tell your coworkers or your employer you have cancer? There are a couple things to consider, and I know it might slightly vary in each state, but for the most part, we have the ADA, which is Americans Disability Act. That protects you from having to disclose your medical condition to your employer or to the people who you work with. And it's not something you have to do. It's a legal right for you not have to say anything. However, you might have to at some point tell like the HR department or your supervisor or boss if you need, things in your schedule adjusted for medical appointments, or maybe you need an extra day of rest after chemo. So there's things you have to think through and work through. But even then, when you tell the HR department, they can't tell anybody else as far as who you work with, what you're going through. You have the Family and Medical Leave Act, which gives you an opportunity to apply for extended time off because of your medical condition. But more than that, it really comes down to how you want to be perceived, because typically, most of the time, people are going to figure out something's wrong with you. There's going to be weight loss. There's going to be focus, things that, just don't seem to fall into place. You'll have maybe chemo brain. You'll go to the bathroom a little more than normal. You'll be in the bathroom a little more than normal. And so you have to ask yourself, is it something that you don't mind people talking about? And they will talk about it. You can't blame them. They're going to know something's wrong. Some people might just flat out ask you, hey, are you okay? You seem different. Is there something going on? And then you still have to decide whether or not you want to tell them. That is an awkward place to be if you're asked flat out if you're okay. How do you answer that? The only advice I can give you is to say, you know what? Right now, my life is a challenge, and I just appreciate you. You're thinking about me, maybe praying for me, but I just need this space to work through it on my own. You don't need any other explanation. Will they talk? Will they possibly gossip? Maybe. But in the long run, it's your body, it's your life, it's your choice. And I mean that as far as having to share your medical condition. On the flip side, if you do share your medical condition, you might run the risk of people really going overboard, and you get the extra attention and people feel sorry for you. Maybe that makes you feel uncomfortable. But at the same time, if they do know, they're more likely to be a little more sympathetic, give you a little more patience, give you a little more room when things don't seem to fall into place like they always have when you were dealing with your sickness. So, thoughts to think about. Check the laws in your country. Make sure that you're always aware of what's going on.